think you have it rough? Ever try fighting a dozen lurkers at once? Those guys make purse snatchers seem like Boy Scouts. You fight any 300-foot robots today? Uh-huh. Didn't think so.
It looks like your partner's doing all the work.
Maybe it looks that way to the untrained eye. Huh? Hey, big guy! Been there long?
A new legacy is born, ready for everyone.
You know, Daxter does seem like the kind of guy who would chirp police officers, doesn't he? Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Game Reserve. My name is Jager Newman. I'm the war in these parts, and tonight we are playing Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. This game was released in, I want to say, 2002, 2001 for the PlayStation 2. So this game is sort of an unexpected choice for the Game Preserve tonight because, you know, I had other games in mind for the night. My first choice was Pokemon Gen 2 with Autumn and Manny, but unfortunately, Autumn had a rough week and is currently sick in bed at the moment. So they couldn't come down to join me, and I hope you get better soon, Autumn, if you're watching this. Pokemon will take priority in January, just focus on getting better. And my second choice was Ninja Gaiden with Master TKO, but unfortunately Tony is also sick. I guess a lot of people got sick because of Thanksgiving this past week. But yeah, so I figured might as well cross the last game in the PlayStation 2 trending off the list, so that's why we're taking a look at the first Jak and Daxter tonight. So Jak and Daxter was created by Naughty Dog Software, who at the time were best known for the Crash Bandicoot series. After 4 successful games on the original PlayStation, Naughty Dog's contract with Universal Interactive was up, so they had a choice to renew, but they opted not to renew, primarily because Sony had offered them a more lucrative contract as a second-party developer. So they parted ways with Universal and went to work directly for now the biggest console manufacturer of them all. The only problem with that is it meant that they had to leave Crash Bandicoot behind because the character was owned by Universal Interactive, not Naughty Dog themselves. So they got to work on their next game, and because they couldn't use the Crash series, they ended up using a new franchise that they had been working on. The game would be one of the earliest titles for the PlayStation 2, and it would become one of the earliest hits too, with Jak and Daxter sort of becoming the unofficial mascots of the PlayStation 2 in its inception, at least until Ratchet and Clank hit the scene. But Jak and Daxter was still very popular. It would get a trilogy of games on the PlayStation 2, as well as a racing game, just like the Crash Bandicoot series, as well as a couple of handheld games. There were plans for an HD Jak and Daxter, I think, on PlayStation 3, but that project would actually evolve into The Last of Us. So Jak and Daxter as a series has definitely fallen by the wayside in recent years. And if you guys know if you guys have been with me since I was on Tumblr, you know that my thoughts on Jak and Daxter aren't necessarily positive. I just feel like it's one of those series that you remember being really good when you were a kid, but then you go back to it as an adult and you realize, not quite. Not a big fan of Jak 2 or Jak 3. I really like Daxter and combat racing, but I could do without Lost Frontier. Really the only game in the series that I have any real love for is this first one, and primarily because it's just one of the best 3D platformers I've ever played. So looking forward to playing it for you guys and adding it to the Game Reserve. Even though that means I'm going to have to suffer through Jak 2 again. I don't hate that game, for the record. It's just got a lot of issues that get on my nerves. But that's a topic for another time. Let's go ahead and get this started. As to how I'm going to be playing this game, I'm going to be playing it on the PlayStation 3 with the HD collection. This was around the time when Sony was doing really well with their HD collection, so this one is actually really good. So if you're looking to play Jak and Daxter, this is the way I recommend, though the entire series is available on PlayStation Network as well. So for convenience sake, that's also a good method. Good old Naughty Dog. Not as cool a title screen as the Sly Collection, but still pretty good, I would say. Sort of waiting for this to switch to full screen. Come on now. There we go. Sony Computer Entertainment presents. Also, got a new microphone, guys. Let me know how the sound quality is. If this thing is working a lot better than my other one. I miss the days when the characters would interact with the logo like that. You don't see that anymore. Ooh, and that's an awesome title right there. Like, the graphic design there is just beautiful. It's very graphic and wild, but it's also perfectly readable, too. Very good. You do a double take when you read it, though. Jak and Daxter, you think it's Jak and Daxter, but Jak and Daxter. Not sure if there was a point to the Precursor Legacy, and it's kind of a silly subtitle in hindsight because the so-called Precursor's Legacy is a bit of a joke if you know the series lore. Let's get this going. Really doesn't matter which one I take. I don't really intend on saving here.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the Precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old saints?
One thing I'm wondering now, is he talking about Jak or is he talking about Daxter here? Yeah, all that exposition and plot dump that he's laying down right now, it means absolutely nothing, dude. I wonder if Naughty Dog actually had a plan here.
With but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Man, those are some noodly character models, aren't they?
Artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly.
Yeah, maybe you should take a step back from it,
Yaps
dude.
on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble!
What was your first clue, Daxter? Thank goodness, that guy was annoying.
Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not that funny. For some reason it is.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me. Instead of heeding my wisdom,
I love how he doesn't even question why one of his pupils is suddenly an Otzel.
and Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I
Slay,
could tell
dude.
you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Karl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only
What's the
other
point of
way
having
north is
them,
by
then?
foot through the fire canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer! You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there! Before I turn you both into ferns!
Alright, finally getting into the gameplay.
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
I'll bet that'll come in real handy. Okay, so as always we start with the controls, and feels pretty good. It takes a second for Jak to build up momentum, so no, that feels nice and tight. The jump feels a little cluggish though, especially the double jump. As you're playing through the game, it's not uncommon for it to just crap out on you for no reason, so it's not terribly reliable. As far as your offensive abilities go, you have the spin attack from Crash, but you also have the forward punch. You can also jump in the air, do a ground pound, jump into the air, and use the spin as sort of a triple jump. You can crouch, jump high into the air, roll if you hit the crouch button, and if you roll and hit the jump button, you'll do a long jump. So it's actually operating on some of the control scheme from Super Mario 64, which is actually pretty good, and some of these moves are a little bit easier to execute as well, so yeah, controls aren't bad at all.
These floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
Yeah, thanks for the advice, Kira. I never would have figured that out on my own.
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grav zoomer.
Yeah, so Jak Daxter is in essence a collectathon platformer in the vein of Super Mario 64, you know, as was the style of the time. And it doesn't really do anything to really set itself apart from Super Mario 64, aside from one really cool feature that we'll get into later.
I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
I also really like the graphics here. This game is just so bright and colorful. Animations are pretty spectacular too. Typically with platformers, I find it's better to have smaller characters. But, you know, Jak shows that this kind of game can work with a taller, lankier character if you put the time in to make sure the play control feels good. And it definitely feels good here.
Wow! That last scoutfly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
That's Blue Eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
So you collect Eco, and you get some special abilities for a bit. In the case of Blue Eco, it makes you faster, lets you break objects, all that stuff.
Increases the time you can use its power.
I find the music in Jak Daxter a little bit weird, though.
This is a precursor door.
Like, I swear I've heard some of the music in this game in reality shows like Pawn Stars, for instance. And I think the reason for that is a lot of the music in this game was created with stock sound bites, you know, like what you would find on a CD in a video audio editing class or something. Just probably why it sounds so similar. I think there was a Nitro Rad video I was watching where he was talking about how he created music similar to what was in Star Fox Adventures by complete accidents, and how a song from Xenoblade X had that same issue as well. And I like the animations for when you collect the power orb.
With Blue Eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years.
Oh yeah, this just controls great. And I love how when you go up a slope, Jak's run animation changes a little bit.
Small green ecos or one big green one to increase your health.
Looks like we got Star Song in the house. How you doing tonight, Lois?
Jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
I think you sort of late on that one, Samos. By now you would have figured that out. How's my sound, Lois? I got a new microphone, sort of breaking it in right now. Everything sound crisp and clear on your end? Whoop! Ah, crapola. Ah. I'm sure it'll be back up eventually. There we go. Oh! Ah! Close. I like how Daxter was trying to pull Jak up. That's great. Alright, back to Samos' hub. Glad to hear that. Money well spent so far.
Good training, boys. But that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
And no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps, then take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
I'm getting serious cranky combis from Samos. It's great. Alright. Kira said we ought to go talk to the villagers, so let's go do that real quick.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grab Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Why does that even have to be a rule?
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Voice acting, I would say, in general, is pretty good, too. Like, what I've always found weird about Daxter is, like, you listen to his voice, and you would probably assume he'd get really annoying really fast. But there's always something about Daxter's voice that just never pushed it over the edge there. Everyone else does a pretty good job, too. This was when voice acting was actually starting to get pretty decent.
Hey! It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
Yeah, no shit, Daxter.
No, don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing, if by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 precursor orbs.
I don't know about that guy. I'm getting bad vibes from him for some reason. I heard he was already mayor for 2 terms. I think 2 terms is enough. No need to run for a 3rd.
Hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, Anyway,
I gotta be honest though, Daxter does look better as an Otzel than he did as a human.
Orbs, so he can get underway, I would offer you a power cell in return.
I like that guy. He's got a cool mustache.
Hey! Little furry dude!
This looks like someone I went to governor's school with.
I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute. We are not going back to Misty Island. Are we?
At some point you do. So, sorry, Daxter. Alright, I think this will take us in the direction we need to be heading. So I was talking earlier about something really cool that Jak and Daxter does that very few other 3D platformers, to my knowledge, do. And that is the fact that the game world is completely seamless. So, like, in Super Mario 64, and really all Mario games now that I think about it, all the levels are either broken up via a loading screen or a hub world. But in Jak and Daxter, all the levels in the game are actually interconnected. So rather than there being portals to different worlds, it's all one big connected world, which is really cool. And it makes the game world feel a lot bigger than other games of its ilk. So, yeah, honestly, going back to this game, it's hard to imagine that it could ever run on a PS2. Now, of course, I'm playing on PS3, so any graphical issues that I once had have been ironed out here. But I have played the PlayStation 2 version as well, and it runs pretty close to this, so yeah, Jak and Daxter is just amazing in regards to its technical achievements. It's bright, it's colorful, the lack of load times is impressive. Like, this game is just punching really high above its weight class. Hey!
That pelican just snagged a power cell. Let's go kick some big bird butt.
Took the words right out of my mouth, buddy.
What a weird look.
Sweet. I guess I should talk about Jak and Daxter as characters. So, fans of newer games in the series, or later games, I guess I should say, are probably perplexed by the fact that Jak doesn't actually speak here. In the first game, he's completely mute, with Daxter doing all the talking. He wouldn't get his voice until the second game of the series. And honestly, I kind of prefer it when Jak didn't talk. I don't know, there was just this silent stoicness to him in this first game. And what I like about it is that he kind of has a similar personality to Daxter. He doesn't really show it as much because, he never talks. But, he has some of the same thoughts and opinions that Daxter does. He clearly doesn't think highly of Samus. And, he also has his, shall we say, perverted nature, too, especially in his interactions with Kira. Though he's a lot better about it than Daxter, who just shamelessly hits on Kira. With Jak, there are some cutscenes where, if you watch him, you'll find that he's actually checking Kira out while she has her back turned, so he's just as guilty as Daxter is in that regard. He just is a bit more subtle about it, which is kind of interesting. Also sort of informs the kind of character that Jak would eventually turn into, but more on that when we get to Jak 2. As for Daxter himself, Daxter is an interesting case. He's a very annoying character for a lot of people. But, no, he's someone who grows on you as the game goes on. Mostly because, despite his cowardly nature, rude disposition, and all that stuff, he is a very loyal friend to Jak throughout most of the games. I mean, in Jak 3, he follows Jak into exile just because he didn't want to be separated from his best friend. So, Daxter, he's got his issues, but he is, for the most part, you know, a decent enough character. He will act selfishly, but he will do the right thing in the end, I would say. I just want to collect up the Precursor orbs. Alright, punch the poles up from below. Oh, I forgot you can attack upwards. Crouch and hit the square button. Animations here are just really good. Alright, let's see what that did for me. That's another thing I generally like about Jak and Daxter 2. I find a lot of games like this tend to be platformers in name only, where it's more about exploration than anything. But Jak actually takes time out of the experience to do some platforming, and it's got some really good level design too. So, something else I will praise about it there. It's not like Banjo-Kazooie, where it's just a lot of flat level design with very little platforming at all. Some really nice music here too. It's not terribly memorable, but at least fits the atmosphere. I do like sort of this fantasy world that this creates, where there's a lot of advanced technology, but all of it feels very rustic. And also, please don't call it steampunk, because it's not steampunk. Nothing in this game is, you know, steam-driven. I really hate it when people say that.
Hey, seagulls! Let's buzz them for kicks.
Alright. It sounds like me when I let loose with the Gallon gun in Doom. Supposed to do something? Oh yeah. Wow, a bunch of birds did that?
Wow! They caused an avalanche! Let's check it out!
I'm pretty sure that was a rock slide, Daxter. It's also really fun watching the animations on the characters, like when you do the spin. Like the way Daxter is just trying to hang on, that's great. Lighting up the power orbs pretty quickly. Okay, I need to get some blue eco for this.
Precursor launcher here, but you aren't powered up with the blue stuff, so it ain't gonna help us.
One of those guys was talking about how there were some precursor vents that I need to open up. You'll find that in the next level. I don't know if we'll get to that tonight, but we'll see. Here's some juice. Ah! Stupid dog. It made me look bad. Let's go back and get it. There's a Precursor thingamajig I can activate. Start from back here, this will help. Gongala!
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
Okay.
Oh my. I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's a power
I feel kind of bad that I did that.
Oh no!
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah, that's fantastic.
Mom, you see any feathers here?
Oh, love at first sight. Oh. Listen, boys. I'll take this little chick back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
Alright, we got 10 power cells. Ah, rum. There we go. Where haven't I been yet? There's another scout flight. Sort of running out of things to say at this point. I mean, I think the game just speaks for itself. It's just a really satisfying 3D platformer. Doesn't look like I had many beers tonight too, but that also doesn't surprise me. Jak Daxter's time has long since faded. Really, I'm just covering it because I want to. Find that last scatter bug and then we'll move on. Not exactly sure where I put it though. Ah, there it is. Alright, that's about all I can do here at this point.
All the scout flies in this area.
Let's head to the next level.
Auga! Auga! Dive
Oh,
for those orbs, Jak! Dive!
Oh, shut up, Daxter. Ah. How hard is it to get? There we go. Should be able to pick up some more power orbs in the village now. You see over there in the distance, that's another location you can get to later in the game. Like, it really is impressive that this was a launch title for the PS2. This could have passed for an early PlayStation 3 game or something. There's another bug around here somewhere. I could hear that buzzing sound. That's how you know one's nearby. It's good design, I would say. Don't have anything for that guy.
I see you two are back to make the trade. Good, good, jolly good. Hey, you have the precursor orbs that we agreed on? I hope you put this hard-earned power cell to good use. Cheerio, ta-ta, bye-bye.
Actually, I don't want to talk to that guy. He gives me bad vibes. Must be that one lady's place. Oh. That could have been bad. What's your deal, Slim?
Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get him back into the corral?
Sure thing, guy. Move it. Other way. Ah! Turn around. Ah! That's right. It seems like fitting work considering my choice of headwear, doesn't it? You gotta move on. Alright. One more to go, I think. Or is that all of them? Nope, one more. Alright, get a move on, Otis. There you go. Okay, this is the last one.
That lazy farmer owes us a power cell. Let's go talk to him.
Wake up, old man.
Well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
Yeah, you suddenly don't seem so old and feeble now. Some people don't play dumb, some people just play old. Let's see what's up here.
Wow! Check out that funky sculpture sitting on the rocks over there.
I swear he said shitting on the rocks. Ah, another one.
This must be a precursor.
Who awakens the oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to
It sounds like my scary voice, doesn't it, Lois?
120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
I will give you the precursor orb for every one of the power cells that you bring me.
I probably butchered that, but... One of you has the light in them. Again, if you know what happens in the series, you question if they're talking about Jak or if they're talking about Daxter. Alright, moving into the next level. Where are we on time? 10 minutes left, not bad. One of those reflectors that the mayor was talking about. You know, I always wondered who builds bridges like this in jungles. Stupid snake. Those frogs are weird too. This whole level just has this really creepy vibe to it. It's great. You know, there was a line in the new Zootopia trailer that sort of had me tilting my head. It's when they said that a snake hadn't set foot in Zootopia in decades. My response to that is, of course not. Snakes don't have feet. Such a stupid line. I hear that's a great movie, though. Gonna be taking my girlfriend to see it here soon. Let's see here. What's up, guy?
What do you have in the basket?
Nothing to talk about. Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing ring. And now they're gobbling up me catch. No matter what I try, I can't seem to catch a single fish in this river.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny net.
I remember this being pretty tricky.
If you can catch 200 pounds of them critters, and then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island. You want to try the challenge?
I'll give it a shot.
Types of good fish to catch. 1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies. If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take me net back from you. There are poisonous eels in this river. Catch even a one of them boogers, and you'll poison the whole darn catch. Here comes a big one.
Whoop.
Here comes a big one.
There's gotta be a better way to catch fish than this.
Missed again.
Oh!
To the left.
Whew.
Here comes a big one.
Ah!
Hold steady. Almost there. Steady, boy. You did it!
Yes! I got on my first try.
Not bad for a couple of landlubbers. Here's the power cell I promised. And you can use my boat at the village dock whenever you like.
That guy remind anyone else of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob? Yeah, and every time you come by here, he's laughing his ass off. It gets really annoying. 5 minutes left. Can't really jump much higher than that. Stupid frog. Alright, let's cross that bridge again. Oh, I'm supposed to go this way. Down we go.
Hey, there's little lightning marks on those posts, and there's lightning coming out of that vent over there. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so, Daxter. But where are we going to find an empty tattoo parlor at this hour? I suppose we'll see where this heads. Ah! Slippery. That's fun. Ah, crap. Well, at least they're still running. There we go. Ooh, looks like we're going down. Why do I suddenly want to play Metroid? Probably because Metroid Prime 4 comes out next week. I'm so excited! Probably be the last power cell of the night right here. Ooh, that's pretty.
Wow, did you see that? Blue eco-vents have been activated all over the world. I knew there was a way to turn them on. There must be places to turn on the other eco-vents as well.
Yeah, it's sort of incentivizing you to revisit older levels. Alright, so at the hour, so Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Even after all these years, it's still a perfectly competent 3D platformer. Outside of its seamless level transitions, like that is just a really cool feature, a technical marvel for the time, and something that is still impressive today. The game doesn't really add a whole lot to the 3D collectathon platformer, but at the same time, for what it does it really well. The graphics are great, the voice acting isn't half bad. There's a whole lot to the story, but it's deeper than the typical context, and the gameplay is just super polished. I mean, like, you could argue it's not adding a whole lot, but at the same time, I don't think it's really trying to be super innovative. This is just trying to be a really good, really solid, really competent 3D platformer, and I feel it succeeds on that by all merits, and this is still my favorite game in the Jak and Daxter series. Man, I'm not looking forward to playing Jak 2. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, guys. If you enjoyed tonight's content, please be sure to like and subscribe. Do these videos every night, every Saturday at 8 o'clock. What I do is take a game, play for about an hour, and talk about the design, the history, and all that stuff, because I enjoy talking about it and enjoy sharing it with other people. I do not play games from start to finish because I feel like you're missing something if you aren't playing the game yourself. But no disrespect to anyone who chooses to consume video games in that manner. That being said, if there is anything you would like me to cover in this format, please be sure to leave it in the comments. If I think it's worth looking at, I'll be sure to check it out in the future. Other than that, I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you all have a good work week. I'll see you next time.